So why is a hatchery needed? Well, we mentioned this in the brochure, which we would like you to disseminate amongst your members and really put it in the table shops. Like a lot of you, I've fished the Kennet all my life. I first fished the river in 1968. You could probably describe the Kennet of the 60s, 70s and 80s as close to fishing heaven as it could possibly be. Things changed for the Kennet. In 1990, the canal opened and we started to slowly see increase in turbidity, reduction in ranunculus. And although we didn't realise it at the time, the siltation that was taking place wasn't just inhibiting the growth of ranunculus, but as Dell and other educators will tell you, it was creating a concretion effect on the gravels. And those gravel spawning fish, chub, the barbel, the dace, mainstay of the Kennet, were finding it increasingly difficult to find suitable spawn substrate. Add that to the absurd decision, Richard, not yours, 1976, a civil servant phoned a friend of ours up, Dr. Alan Butler, who was a fisheries technical specialist known to many people in this room, and said, we're thinking of licensing the importation of American signal crayfish for commercial exploitation. Alan said, don't do this. They are an evil predator. He probably said worse things. And the civil servant said, it's okay. They're going to be in an enclosed pond in Dorset. Alan said they got legs. My God, they got legs. They're the length and breadth of the country. And when you hit a point in a river system where the primary species, signal crayfish, and not wild indigenous coarse fish, you have a problem. Because our coarse fish, even if they can find suitable spawning strata, suitable spawning gravels, and Dell spent a lot of time, as we say in the brochure, jetting the gravels and the rest of it, but it's filled with silver next year, another year of canal boats and bang, that's gone. But if those eggs are laid, they have got almost zero chance of getting past the crayfish plate because they are little sacks of protein. And the great advice we had from Carrollton was the more swimming fry we can get into that river, the more young fish we can get into that river that can get past that crayfish blockage, the more opportunity there is to create that critical mass of coarse fish back in the river, because we know, and Dell will talk about it later, that the water quality can sustain it.
Thank you for showing me around.
Yeah, that's right. Right, we'll start at the beginning. So, fish from the river will be brought into here. They'll be incubated for a period where we'll raise the water temperature up. We'll inject them with a hormone that will then get them sexy, essentially. Then we'll strip their eggs out, mix the milk with the eggs. That will get mixed and that will go, boom, into one of those. There'll be, I mean, we're not quite there yet, but there will be a feed going in the bottom of that there. So this will just be mobilising the eggs. So the eggs will just mobilise in there. Then once the fish hatch out, they'll go down there, drop into these tanks here. Now every single one of these tanks will have one of these. So there'll be a constant stream of fry basically when they start hatching. The reason we're using these, they're called McDonald jars, and unfertilised eggs are lighter than fertilised eggs. Yeah. So what happens is all the top on here will have the unfertilised ones, so we can scoop them out so they don't go mouldy basically. So that's the first part of the process. So they will go in there. As we've said before, 70% of what's in there will, after about 6 weeks, go straight out into the river. We'll hold 30% back. Those 30% will then be transferred from here into the second zone of the hatchery, which is these, which are the growing on tanks. And they'll sit in here for probably 12, maybe 14 months. They'll grow on and they'll be fed continually. So we're hoping things like barbel, etc., will be up to sort of 5-6 inches, maybe even 8 inches if we can get it. So far, where we're at the moment is all the drainage is in. So all these tanks are all plumbed in. These have got some water in. They'll have some water in on Monday. We're just waiting on some sealant and what have you to dry off. And these up here where the lights are, so we'll have water from the tanks will go into these. Those ones there will go into that one. This one here, being large volume, will go into this filter here. From this filter here, the water will be passed through a UV filter and it will be piped back in there, up along the top of there, and then drop back in there, and then that will create a continual loop of fresh water. These here, we'll be washing these out probably once a week, something like that. These are pretty decent. You can, I mean, me and Jim have scratched their heads for the last 3 weeks trying to work out exactly how they work. And we've sorted them out now. We know exactly how they work. And essentially, what happens? All the solids go in there. It filters through. This is the biological part of it. So this is where all the bacteria and whatever starts breaking everything down. And then you essentially isolate this section with this section and then drain this one down, and then that'll go to waste. Right. So yeah, that's it and all about in a nutshell, if you like. So that's what we're doing.
It's great. Looks great.
Yeah,
well turned out.
Nice to see you.
And I'm really delighted to say the words that I know you've all been looking forward to hearing. Jim, turn on the pumps. All right.